Have you been paying premium price just for the brand names, or is this some kind of hoax? Because right here I have EWEADN's S9 Pro. First and foremost, the color scheme on this one looks brilliant. And I'm not just saying because of the color is flame red. I'm just saying because of the some sort of a matte metallic finish. And that's not all. Because the switches, the sensor, the pooling rate, the connectivity, everything is here in just a package for 46 dollars euros. I mean, you have the link in the description so you can check out the exact price. But this is too good to be true, and we're going to check it out a bit more deeper and just see what do we have here to talk about. Now, as I stated, the color is brilliant and we have nano ice skin coating. So the S9 series features their signature nano ice skin coating, which is a smooth surface but resists sweat, improves grip and stays comfortable, but also doesn't leave any fingerprints, which is great, and I'm really digging that. Now inside the box you get anti-slip grip, which as you can see you can cover the whole mouse with these, and depending on the color you get different design of the grips. Honestly, I really prefer my mice without any grip, so I'm gonna leave it as it is just because. But in addition with that package you get additional mouse feet. Now since I mentioned those, what we have right here are premium PTFE skates. So that's amazing. Now let's go further. I mentioned switches, right? We have Kailh White sword switches, which go up to 100 million clicks. This is the first time actually I'm having Kailh White sword switches, but the sound and the response and, well, not to mention the 100 million clicks, just listen to this. So this is left click. This is right click. Then we have one switches for the side buttons and the scroll wheel. I mean, let's be honest, this is amazing because first and foremost, the scroll middle click sounds like a proper switch. And the reason for that is F-switch scroll wheel. So that's a bit different, definitely something new that I haven't encountered in gaming mice. But let's continue with the sensors. So we have PAW3950 and PAR2826. It's really outstanding. Now we have dual 8000 Hz pulling rate. Now let's talk about software. So the option is to go either web-based or you can download their software entirely. If you download the software, it's really straightforward. So you have the option to choose the mouse. So when you go inside, you have the buttons to choose and to edit them individually. Next thing is basically the DPI stages that you can choose up to 26,000, and that's great. Now, additional settings, apart from recording macros, you can set the lift-off distance, which is up to 2 millimeters. Then we have sensor drawing performance. Sensor modes, you can go with office, high or gaming. And in the software, you can adjust the mouse movement speed that is based for Windows in general. There is also an option to adjust the sleep time and of course restore to factory settings. You have multiple profiles that you can set up depending on the game, depending on if you're working or gaming. It's all up to you to decide how you're going to configure this mouse right here. Now with this specific S9 Pro, you get 1000 Hz pulling rate with wired connection and you get 8000 Hz pulling rate with wireless connection. That's outstanding. Now, since I mentioned wired and wireless, what we have right here is the cable. It's fully braided and it isn't that flexible as I expected it to be honest. It's not like just braid and inside you have the cables. It has some most likely isolation inside, but when you figure it out, when you stretch it out, it does get a bit better. The sad thing about this mouse, and when we go and discuss 8000 Hz pulling rate and when we discuss the connectivity and stuff like that, you have the option to go 2.4G wireless, you have the wired version, and you have the Bluetooth option. Now, in this box, you don't get a dongle. What you do and how you connect it is you get this receiver, you connect it via USB Type-C, and USB Type-A goes to your PC. This is the connection for 2.4G and 8000 Hz pulling rate. You do have a compartment here beneath the mouse for your USB dongle, but apparently you have to buy it separately. So yeah, that's the only downside. Since I'm at the bottom of the mouse, you have 4 PTFE skates, one at the top, one around the optical sensor, and you have two on the side right next to the USB dock, let's put it this way. You have a DPI button, which gives you an option to switch DPI stages, and the switch that switches between 2.4G, switching it off, and Bluetooth. Now, since I am at that point where I do have to mention the battery life, we're talking about 500 milliampere hours, which provides us with 120 hours of battery life. That's honestly outstanding. With 120 hours, you'll basically almost forget that you charge it. I know there are some mice that go even longer, but in that scenario, most likely you're going with two AA batteries. Now, some other information regarding the specifications. So we have left and right click scroll, middle click, and rubberized scroll wheel. Two side buttons on the left side. You already know everything that it is from the bottom part, the USB Type-C for connection. You're charging it directly with USB Type-C. You do have to unplug this receiver. So basically, yeah, that's the only downside again. And we have 63 grams of weight, and the size is 127 x 64 x 40. In general, what I can say is, apart from the regular receiver or dongle that is missing inside the box and that you have to buy separately, taking the specifications into consideration, this outstanding color and the final coating is just brilliant. I'm really digging this mouse. Outstanding switch on the scroll wheel. But when you mention the scroll wheel and the switch, and then you go next with side Huano switches, and then you have Kailh White sword switches here on the left and right click, it's fairly light. I don't think, I mean, okay, it states that it's 63 grams, but it feels really light. And the size is just perfect. The design in general, I think this is a pure winner. If you're looking for a new mouse that might be something completely different than what we are regularly used to, this could be a quite nice catch, specifically when we're talking about $46 or euros, depending on where you're buying it. I think you won't get this type of switches, and honestly, this is why I said, is this a hoax? Because this type of sensors and everything all together, specifically in the pulling rate combination, you won't get for this money. That's definitely true. And when we're talking about all the other details, this is outstanding. The shell looks brilliant. The mouse is definitely something that, well, if you have guests, people will ask what type of color this is. You have loads of other varieties when we're talking about the S9. So you have the S9, S9 Pro, S9 Max, and S9 Ultra. When we're talking about the colors, you have the flame red, which you can see right here. Then we have the gradient purple. We have the parrot green, black, and white. So in those terms, this is it. When we're talking about the receiver, you have to buy it for 195 euros, which is 1K nano receiver. So I think that's quite solid. I mean, let's be realistic. If you're buying a mouse to go precisely with the price 47.95 euros and the receiver is 195, you get a mouse packed with everything for 49.90, and that's outstanding. So taking everything into consideration, lightweight ergonomic mouse, 3-mode connectivity. We have PAW 3950, we have PAR 2862 for high performance and low power. That's why you get 120 hours of gaming. Kailh micro switches, we have 8K Hertz pulling rate, nano cryo surface coating, and just insane feeling while gaming. That's all that I can say about EWEADN S9 Pro. Definitely a mouse worth checking out, because honestly I haven't been impressed with the mouse lately, and I haven't even reviewed the mouse for quite some time in general, but this does stand out with the specifications. And wow, the color scheme the coating is just brilliant. So yeah, the link is in the description. You can check it out on their website, official website, or Amazon links, which are affiliated to this channel. So it doesn't take any cut from you, just to give you an exact idea about that. But definitely a mouse worth checking out for the price. The links are in the description again. If you have anything to add, do leave a comment in the comment section below. And finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you soon in another one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.